I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
People who come here stopping in Naxos, are they island hopping or are they coming, is this the destination?
Well, I mean, island hopping happens a lot during the summer. So, you know, someone who's arranged to have like a 2-3 week vacation in Greece will probably want to visit like at least 2 or 3 islands.
So how many islands in this island group?
The Cyclades?
Cyclades.
It's about 15, maybe more. There's Andros, Tinos, Mykonos, Syros, Paros, Naxos, and
Tito and Jermaine.
and more.
Right. And the rest.
And the rest, yes.
A lot of history here in the Greek islands, on Naxos in particular, where Zeus himself was said to live, where his son Dionysus frolicked and presumably drank and threw orgies and dropped E and danced all night to the BC version of EDM. These days, you have to go over to Mykonos for that. Anyway, Lambros here runs a bar in Athens, but comes out here frequently to get away from it all.
If you were a Greek, you would definitely dig boarding a boat and leaving for the Cyclades. You know, there's this air of mysticism about them, like an arcane feeling, that definitely doesn't exist in the other island archipelagos in Greece. Like this.
A big glass of raki on the rocks.
And a big glass of raki on the rocks.
Ah, geez, that's a little more than I'd sort of, well, I'll have a sip.
Hello, Yamas. Good morning.
Yamas.
Oh. Yeah, it kind of puts the day into perspective when you start off with a drink.
Oh. Wow, it's a perfect day
It's
for
a
the
perfect
beach.
day, yes.
I like the wind here. Actually, it's one of the really cool things about this island is it's that breeze, you know, that always.
It's like our main pastime, talking about the wind. Wind's coming, the wind's leaving. Which beach do you go to when the wind is coming from the north,
Really?
the south? Yes. Most islands want to claim that actually, like Odysseus, Ulysses was from there, or
Right.
Homer was from there. Everyone wants to claim, you know, a bit of fame from the mythology to their islands.
I can tell you this, Ulysses was kind of a dick. He left his wife alone for how long? And how far was he from home? He wasn't that far.
He wasn't that far.
I mean, he was just dicking around in the islands. You know, he couldn't go home and, you know, throw the wife a quick one, you know, before... And then he gets pissed because she's got to look elsewhere.
He came up with this unbelievable story.
Yeah.
You can think about
But
it
baby,
in that sense, like,
I don't
he
know,
got
there were
back
these...
home and he said,
There were
"God, you
these
won't
chicks,
believe what happened to me."
They were singing, and they lured the ship into the rocks, and oh my God. But they weren't hot, though. They were really ugly.
I think you summed him up perfectly.
There you go, the Iliad. I see a lot of empty villas, like a lot of half-finished construction.
Yeah, they all stopped like a few years ago.
Right.
Money just ran out.
Right. No, I don't want to talk about the financial crisis. It's bumming me out. It's harsh in my total buzz. The pressures of the outside world, I don't want to think about. I'm on a Greek island here. It's a beautiful day. I'm planning on passing out on the beach shortly. You know, maybe some watercolors, do a little cooking, more napping, eating, napping, contemplate mysteries of the universe, or nap, either one. Or eat cheese. All of those are honorable options. I mean, that's a vacation to me, is staying put and doing nothing.
I wanted to get away from it all. Coast gently, gently into another season of television. No sharp edges, easy. Late summer of 2015 in the Cyclades. And it feels a million miles from the Greece you see in the headlines.
Two banks have remained closed for an entire week. Now the depth of their financial woes is becoming painfully clear.
Athens has asked its people whether they accept stringent reforms as part of the country's second bailout.
40,000 Greeks have hit the streets.
The country could find itself kicked out of the euro.
Athens could be just words away from financial disaster.
That Greece, they say, is teetering on the edge of an economic apocalypse. Broke, in peril of being foreclosed on by the disdainful European powers. On top of that, there's the refugee crisis. Greece, probably the least prepared, least equipped to take in thousands of refugees from Syria, Afghanistan, and elsewhere, is being flooded with desperate women, children, men. They wash up on their shores alive and dead. And yet here, on Naxos, one of thousands of Greek islands, you could, for now, if you chose to, remain blissfully ignorant of what's happening elsewhere. Pretend that everywhere is just like here. Beautiful, sleepy, delicious food. Everything is just fine. John Steinbeck said, any man who pits his intelligence against a fish and loses has it coming. But the Greek fishing trade didn't stand a chance when hit with the 1-2 punch. First of diminishing fish stocks, then the financial crisis and slacking demand.
Is life good on Naxos compared to the mainland?
Άμα πάμε στην Αθήνα, βρίσκουμε μια μέρα, είμαστε άρρωστοι.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you come from this island with the fresh air, the sea...
Right.
Πάμε στην
Your
Αθήνα,
defense is
αφήνουν τα παυσίφωνα, πες του.
Really? This gentleman is a fisherman.
George is a fisherman. His name is Fearless George.
Fearless George.
Yes, yes.
So, as I understand it, in many, if not all, of the Greek islands, the government or the EU is offering buyouts to fishermen. They're basically saying, we'll pay you to not fish.
Είναι ό,τι χειρότερο υπάρχει. Γιατί πολεμάνε να διαλύσουν την αλία τη δικιά μας, να δουλεύουν τα εισαγωγικά και τα...
Trying to get the older domestic fishermen out of the way, basically in order to...
The little guys.
Yeah, the little guys, basically the little guys, in order to get more commercial fishing being imported into the land. Quite a few have sold out their businesses, their boats, and moved into like tourism.
Λάχαν, ας πούμε, να βρούμε, αντί να πάρουμε το σκάφος, να πάρουμε ένα ξενοδοχείο, να κάναμε όλα αυτά. Ήταν ανέκδοτοι, δεν θέλανε κανένας, δεν υπήρχαν ευκαιρίες.
Up here, I mean, as far as the economic crisis, I mean, you've got the whole EU crunching down on poor Greece. Greeks are being depicted as basically lazy, addicted to social welfare. What happened?
Αυτοί οι αλήτες που τα πήγανε για τα πράγματα.
I'm pretty sure he means the politicians.
Αυτό, πληρώνει ο κόσμος. Ο κόσμος δεν
and the people are paying for the complete wrongdoings of the politicians.
Είναι λαθασμένες εντυπώσεις που έχουν πάρει γραμμές έξω.
Δηλαδή, δεν θεωρείς ότι υπάρχουν όντως, ότι κατά βάση υπάρχει και ένα τέτοιο κομμάτι?
Ναι. Σε δημόσιο, ναι. Γιατί τότε, επειδή είχε το μέσο ένας και ο άλλος, αλλά όχι ο απλός πολίτης που κάνει μάχη για να ζήσει την οικογένειά του και να κάνει.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. Anyway, we had a good spell. Living on other people's money for about 40 years was good fun.
Απόψε είναι πια για μας η νύχτα η τελευταία θα κλαις με μαύρο δάκρυ απόψε φυλάμε κι αγκαλιάσαι με αύριο φεύγω λησμόνησέ με
The wreck was a cargo ship and crashed on the reef of Amaras in 1982, so it's 34 years inside the water.
Diving in the Cyclades is some of the best in the Med, and I was told that this wreck was filled with stolen doubloons and Nazi morphine. Panos, my dive master, has certainly never heard these rumors.
No treasure down there, nothing sinister or untoward.
Maybe there is inside. In the engine room, I never get there, so I don't know what is inside. The rumor is that they crashed it on purpose in order to take the insurance. So nobody was injured, everybody was safely transported to the port of Agiana. That's a rumor, of course, eh?
How many times have you been down to that wreck?
Hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times.
Hundreds.
And it never gets old. You still have fun.
Yeah, every time is special.
The Greek islands, when compared to the rest of the country, are doing pretty well. Tourism on Naxos, in fact, is on an uptick.
I don't know what your family told you when you said, you know, I'm going to go to Naxos and I'm going to run a dive center. I know my parents would have said, you should do something sensible with a future, like banking. As it turns out, this was a sensible career choice, I guess, so cheers to that.
Yamas.
Around 25% of the nation are unemployed now. They say that about 40% are living close to the poverty line. That's apparently the mainland, and yet tourism is stable and maybe even growing.
Tourism is getting bigger, even though it's completely opposite with the crisis.
So people are basically saying, oh, you know, financial crisis, beautiful islands, beautiful country.
Yes.
Now's the time to go because we can get it for cheap.
Tourism is the only thing I believe that saved Greece. Apart from this, every other thing collapsed.
It's really beautiful.
Antigone, Helen of Troy, Aphrodite, Demeter. Greek women have always been known for their beauty, their fierceness, their strength, their willingness to fight for what they believe in. And these ladies who call themselves the stray bitches, these women are very much part of that tradition.
when I mentioned that I was drinking ouzo before, I kind of... There was a reaction.
We prefer raki. Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll be drinking raki on the rocks.
Bravo.
The stray bitches. Who are the stray bitches?
Us.
What are...
It's a theatrical musical group with political, wow. With political issues. Issues, yes. And it speaks a lot about what we live today in Greece, in Athens.
I've seen you described as anarchist.
No, I don't like stereotypes.
Right.
I don't like characteristics. Yes, of course, I like very much the anarchist philosophy, of course. It speaks about solidarity and the common good. Because all over Greece now is very hard.
During the 90s, it was all this wealth and prosperity, and we were all okay with this. But now it's time to talk about politics and make political statements.
A lot of the world, Greece is being depicted as Greeks got used to not having to pay taxes. The stereotype is that is it true or not?
But that's a very nice strategy to create a stereotype of the people you want to exploit and say they're lazy, they're terrible.
It's propaganda.
Let's them.
From the moment we built our state, we built it on loans. The great powers, England, France, Russia, helped us to build our state. So we own from this moment. The truth is that never this nation take care of the citizens. They didn't give back anything, nothing to the people. So why to pay your taxes?
There's distrust.
A basic distrust that people are going to spend the money well.
It's not like a mentality thing that comes from our genes, from our cells. We are not like the lazy people.
So what happens? Should Greece be in the EU?
Here, for the people in Greece, it is a feeling that, oh, if we go out of the European Union, we are lost. We are, as people, maybe ready to risk to go to another direction because this direction doesn't work for us.
Nobody's suggesting we return to an agrarian wonderland. We're all going to farm together and live in a commune, right?
Why not?
You like this idea?
Yeah, why not? Some of us will. Some of us...
If I put a yogurt in the refrigerator and I put my name on it, Tony, and somebody takes a bite out of it, I've got a problem.
Really?
Yeah. This is why I don't live in a commune.
Because someone will take my yogurt.
Yeah, but if you didn't have the yogurt, you would like to eat from someone else.
Yeah. And I will.
Πες μου γιατί αγάπη μου, γλυκιά παρηγοριά μου, Πες μου γιατί να μ' αρνηθείς, γιατί να φύγεις, να χαθείς, να ζήσεις μακριά μου.
Yes, an idyllic mountain village, Aparantos. The sort of place where you can still walk into a town square and find yourself caught up in a celebration. This one celebrates Greco-American actor John Stamos' return to Full House. Then get ready for wine, raki, and being hand-fed by strangers.
There was a sending off of a villager to go to the army. Basically a good reason for everyone to, you know, let some steam out.
Whoa!
Oh! Yes, right.
Lamb? Pig?
This is lamb, this is pork, and this is pork.
And the famous potatoes, of course.
And the famous potatoes. This is called rosto, which is a traditional Naxos-style pork.
Oh, good sauce. It's like tomato and peppers, or...
Krasi, yeah, wine, tomato sauce, pepper, and garlic. Yamas. Εγώ είμαι ο Λάμπρος.
Στέφανος.
Γεια σου, Στέφανο.
So you make wine?
I make wine, yes. I make a good wine.
Born here?
No, I'm not born here. I came in Naxos when I was 23 years old.
From?
Athens.
Athens, a very different life here.
I believe here you live every moment of your life. Yeah, you feel really the freedom.
Oh, thank you. This village, what do the people here do for a living? Farm? Tourism? Both?
Yeah, I guess a combination.
I notice a lot of churches, little chapels.
There are shitloads, and it's basically the continuation of the original temples. Be they temples of Apollo, or I don't know, even Zeus or Athena or something.
They switched over.
They switched over to churches.
Hey, you guys thought pagan idolatry was fun? Check it out. Christianity, it's much more fun. It will slide right in there. You won't even notice.
Seamlessly, yes.
Important island in mythology, though.
Extremely.
It is the Dionysus Island, yes.
It is.
God of wine, women in song, basically.
And madness.
One of the things I like about Greek mythology is that the gods were all deeply flawed. I mean, they had some serious problems. They were always, sleeping with humans. They were jealous. They get angry. They weren't pure. They weren't perfect. They weren't divine.
They're humans.
Yeah, and every now and then Dionysus would appear and like everyone said, okay, let's all have a great time. Why not?
γράμμα στο κάτω πεταμένο και στην πόρτα κρεμασμένα τα κλειδιά.
Food porn is so easy. At this point, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, you want this, right?
Ένα σπίτι.
Of course you do, but you can't have it.
One pepper too.
No, one is good. One more good.
You try pepper? It's different.
Oh, all right. All right, beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, here we eat a lot, okay? You can eat as much as you like.
Thank you.
A family farm. This one dates back to the Venetians. Mom, dad, daughter Maria, her husband Yanis, who happens to be the Aegean regional governor. Let the food begin.
Stuffed pepper, the famous potatoes.
Mexican potatoes,
coq au vin, a slow-cooked rooster.
Rooster with red sauce.
Rabbit.
Wild
oh,
rabbit.
Yes.
Yamas, welcome.
So how does it, I mean, the rest of the country is not doing so well, but apparently here, it's pretty good.
Yes.
What's different about Naxos?
It's
Self-esteemed.
self-sustained. For example, in Naxos you can find 130,000 goats and lambs. And also half of the population cultivating the land, so they are farmers.
So it's not just a tourist economy. You produce stuff here. You grow things.
Είναι κύκλος. Κάθε εβδομάδα πρέπει να κάνεις τα απαραίτητα. Να ποτίσεις. Να μαζέψεις αυτά που είναι για μας με ντομάτες, πατάτες, φασόλια, κρεμμύδια, πιπεριές.
Let me ask a difficult question. I'm not going to ask you this question because you have to be diplomatic about difficult questions like this. I'm going to guess your father doesn't. So who caused the Greek financial crisis? What happened here?
Από τους πολιτικούς. Γιατί δεν είχαν αυτή τη κουμάντα. Αυτοί δίκαμε το διωγγωμένο δημόσιο, αυτοί δώσαν ανεξέλεκτα δάνεια, αυτοί τα κάμαν όλα. Εμείς μπορεί φοροδιαφεύγαμε, πες. Αλλά ήταν άδικη φορολογία του κράτους προς τα εμάς.
He's not optimistic. He says we have
χρόνια, θέμε χρόνια
we
πολλά.
need years, and it's my opinion.
Όλοι μας. Πληρώνουμε όλοι φόρους και το κράτος να βάλει νοικοκυριό.
What does it mean to be Greek? What are the characteristics that all Greeks either do or should aspire to?
Όλα η οικογένεια, Μαρία.
She says above all the family.
Και θρησκεία, βέβαια, γιατί το είπα.
Και τη φιλοπατρία. Και την πατρίδα. Οι γνήσιοι Έλληνες την αγαπούν.
This means Greek. Greek remains here.
You are bound to the land of your ancestors.
The farm itself, how long has it been in the family?
This was bought by the grandfather of my father in 1901.
Τότε που τα αγόρασαν, πιάνανε χρήματα τα χτήματα, ήταν όλο φρούτα. Και στην υπόλοιπη Ελλάδα δεν είχε φρούτα. Και τα φρούτα που είχαμε εδώ στα νησιά, ήταν φοβερό εισόδημα. Δηλαδή με αυτό το περιβόλιο ο παππούς έβγαζε το εισόδημα του.
For us in the family, it's a very special place and special for me, and I believe for my father. It has a special vibe, this a good energy, this land.
Το βήμα μου. Το άνοιγμα που αντέχουν τα πόδια μου για να μεταφέρουν το βάρος μου. Περπατώ, τα βήματά μου δεν αφήνουν ίχνη. Η πηξίδα μου κόλλησε, δεν ξέρω τι δείχνει. Άνεμος φύσηξε εντός μου, αέρας ερωτηματικός. Αβέβαιος ο προσανατολισμός. Η απορία ξεδιπλώνει την πορεία. Οι δρόμοι γράφουν μέσα μου διαδρομή. Αποτυπώνονται οι δρόμοι στο κορμί. Είμαι ο χάρτης των δρόμων που επέλεξα να περπατήσω. Είμαι η χώρα που διάλεξα να διασχίσω. Προγραμματισμένη οπτική, τασοπίνακας της ανθρωπότητας. Αν είναι ο κόσμος ζωγραφιά, μπορώ να βάλω πινελιά. Είμαι χρώμα η σκιά, το βήμα μονοκοντιλιά. Και περπατώ, τα βήματά μου δεν αφήνουν ίχνη. Η πηξίδα μου δείχνει συνέχεια ανατολή. Είναι ξημέρωμα, ροδίζει αυγή. Και καιρός του οικοδομήν, καιρός του εναγκαλίζεστε, καιρός του σιγάν και καιρός του λαλήν, καιρός του αποκτήσε και καιρός του απολέσε, καιρός του αγαπήσε και καιρός του μισήσε, καιρός πολέμου και καιρός ειρήνης.
Please translate. So, I went to the beach today. I'm laying there, having a good time. Suddenly, like 200 nudists show up.
Late afternoon, I find myself on a fishing boat, ruminating on matters of great importance.
So here's my question. It's a philosophical question. Greece is the home of philosophy as we know it. Why are the first people to take off their clothes the last people you want to see naked?
Είναι αντιαισθητικό, πες. Εγώ όταν το βλέπω συγχαίρω με τον εαυτό μου, να βλέπεις το παιδί σου με τη μαμά και τον παπά να κρέμονται τα τέτοια.
I totally agree with whatever we just said. Oh yeah, there we go.
Octopus salad.
Lambros is there, and George, of course, and George's son Nico.
Και εδώ το ψαράκι τι είναι?
Αυτό είναι σαλατούρι.
Man, that's so good.
Πες του, είναι γάβρος μαρινάτος. Φάβας είναι ένα...
mashed fava bean.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
This is like as traditional as you get. All these dishes are either used as an appetizer before the main dish, which is the soup, or as breakfast.
Breakfast?
They have this for breakfast, maybe a couple of beers, and then they go to sleep again for a few hours.
Now you're talking my language.
Αυτό είναι σπερκαδρίτσα, αυτό το σπεσιαλιτέ το Γάλλο.
Beautiful. All the fish he catches, it's sold on the island or sent to Athens?
Mostly to Athens.
Νικό!
What kind of fish is this?
Ροφός δεν είναι?
Ροφός.
Olive oil and lemon.
Man, this is some professional quality stuff.
Τον βλέπω πες του να την τιμάει τη σούπα,
You need to eat more.
The broth is fantastic.
Γεια μας.
Γεια μας.
Thank you.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ.
Εμάς τα παιδιά όλα είναι δύο στο ένα σκάφος. Ένα εκεί, ένα εδώ ο Νίκος, εγώ με τον Νίκο.
Μου άρεσε το έκανε ο πατέρας μου και θα το κάνω κι εγώ.
He liked his dad doing it and he likes to do it himself. Και γυναίκες που γνωρίζει τη θάλασσα?
I was gonna ask.
Άμα θες βρίσκεις.
Where there's a will, there's a way, he says.
Εγώ από μικρά, μόλις περπατήσανε και μπήκανε λίγο στο νόημα, τα έστελναν στις πουτάνες. Του λες, πήγαινε στα μπαράκι, πιάσε τις ξεκολιάρες, βάλει 3-4 απάνω σου, βάλε μια στο πόδι, βάλε στην άλλη, να τη χαμουρεύεις.
Okay, this is just going to be a great pleasure to translate.
Okay.
He said when they were like at the right age, I'm guessing something like 14, maybe, and he took him to the brothels, and he took him to the whores, and he told him, you know, to realize that they're all out to get your money. So, you know, get them a few drinks, have a good time, go completely nuts while you're young and everything. So, you know, you're going to be a bit laid back on the whole woman issue when the time
When you're
comes.
50. Okay. All right, glad I asked. All right, not really.
So this is ouzo.
Oh, sweet.
I'll have some of that.
My rented villa is pleasant enough. But to be perfectly honest, lonely. Is it worse to be someplace awful when you're by yourself? Or someplace really nice that you can't share with anyone?
Hello.
How you doing? Hey.
Yamas.
Yamas.
Yamas. And it is very typical Greek sunset. Huh? The famous Greek sunset.
It's the boat.
The islands, the Cyclades, the boat. Wow.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks very good.
Oh man, that is really good.
The good food makes you happy, very happy. Eh?
Yeah.
Opens your heart.
There are a lot of countries where they're really, really poor, but they're super serious about food.
Like where?
Like here.
Guys,
don't go very far. Right?
People who are not Greek come to the Greek islands for the first time. Come to Naxos. What should you do here? You should drink raki, for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure, do it.
Get drunk with raki also.
Get drunk. It's not enough to just drink it.
No. Get drunk and sing and dance.
Don't tell me what you ate. Tell me who you ate with.
Yamas.
Somebody asks you where you're from and you answer, I'm from Chicago. Nobody's gonna give you a patronizing response like, oh, Chicago's charming.
Hey, Chicago!
More likely it'll be, wow, Chicago, or oh, Chicago. They'll be impressed. Chicago's a town, a city that doesn't ever have to measure itself against any other city. Other places have to measure themselves against it. It's big, it's outgoing, it's tough, it's opinionated, and everybody's got a story.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
What can the ale house tell you about Chicago?
Yes, my father did me also very. I do a lot of crossword.
As late afternoon gives way to evening in Chicago's Old Town, it's time to drink. Though to be fair, almost any time is time for a drink at the Old Town Ale House.
Another favorite of mine is
difficult ones are the people who...
The chorus assembles to give their opinions on matters of the day, subjects of great import to this city on the lake, this city of broad shoulders, this true metropolis.
But there's no shortage of characters in here. You know, I've lost a couple really great ones. John Fox, the comic, died a few years ago. We just lost Ruben Four Toes, this 400-pound Mexican guy. We just called him Ruben. And then when he had his big toe cut off, and then he became Ruben Nine Toes. Then when he had his other big toe cut off, he became Ruben Eight Toes. And then when he had his leg cut off, I changed it down to Ruben Four Toes. He blames all of his problems on the fact his mother didn't give him any titty milk. I mean, these guys, there's nobody coming through the door to replace them.
The Old Town Ale House opened in 1958 and has been serving beer and other intoxicating beverages ever since. Unless you're on the no-shot list, in which case your drinking options have been, for the good of the community, limited.
There's a no-shot list?
There is. The only guy that ever got off it is down there now, and it was just because he's a peer. And yeah, we have a fairly extensive no-shot list.
Very extensive, meaning you can drink here, but no shots for you.
No shots.
Because just that will lead to no good?
History has shown us that these people should not drink shots. But of course, what they do is they go to another bar and drink shots, and then they come over, and then we get the remnants of it.
Bruce Cameron Elliott and his ex-wife are the proprietors of the Old Town Ale House. Bruce likes to brag that he's never had an honest job, but he's a writer, legendary blogger, and artist.
So who comes here? I mean, generally, who are your regulars?
I think the most interesting thing about this bar on an average night, if you look down this bar at 10 o'clock or 11, I would say the average age is certainly over 40, which is very unusual.
It's really what's missing in my life. I need an old man bar. Is there a common thread to your regulars?
The common thread is of our hardcore regulars. They're basically alcoholics.
Well, I mean, I was dancing around that.
Well, we don't dance here. But there's no dancing. The late John Fox, who was my all-time favorite funny man, he came up with the Ale House handshake. The secret Ale House handshake was like in the morning, which was that.
Right. What do you have to do to get barred here?
You know, punch somebody probably more than once.
More than once.
The walls of the bar are covered with his portraits of alehouse regulars, which he mostly paints in the basement next to the beer cooler. More notorious are his paintings of well-known political figures who have, for one reason or another, raised Bruce's ire. They are inevitably depicted in an unflattering, let's say, non-family-friendly light.
Putin has been behaving very poorly, let me put it that way. I mean, but he also intrigues me. Plus, I also have the extra satisfaction of knowing he would not like what I'm going to do. That's, you know, that gives you a lot of pleasure.
There is no shortage of opinions at the Ale House bar, and Bruce's opinions and the scope of his work extends far beyond Chicago's borders.
I'm working on my latest painting is Putin.
Oh, yeah. Say no more. I want to see.
Some advice because I was thinking of the classic Catherine the Great, hoists, stallions, but let me show you.
There's ponies involved? I love ponies.
Well, let me show you what I've come up with simply because of the size constraints. And this is, of course, that's our beer cooler and everything.
This is where the magic happens.
Well, this is where, yeah, this is where Sarah Palin was painted.
Whoa.
And originally I was thinking, and I'd be very interested in your input. Originally what I thought was the Catherine the Great, the horses, and he in the receptive position. But then on the other hand, when I put him in a tutu, I thought, I think that I've really uncovered the true Putin there. Ballet is very important in Russia.
Right.
And if I painted him naked, that would almost be macho.
Yeah, you don't need the, I mean, presumably tiny genitals.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I mean, look, he's got his shirt off. So already, he's universally identifiable because he really likes to take his shirt off.
No, he does, and I took his shirt off.
I think this is an iconic image, as is.
I really do.
I think it says it all.
I was waiting. I'm glad you told me that because I think I can go full steam ahead now. I'm thinking pastel. I've gotten pretty good with pastels, but this might be one of
It's Kirk. And it's got this young guy, really early, and his dad is talking.
All fans of people who follow your blog and know so much about, you know, I know who fixes your walk-in refrigerator, I know who fixes the bathroom, I know who comes in and cleans the floors, and I know the entire morning routine between the Fancy Pants and Jimmy. And I know so much about all of these people and just the day-to-day workings. But do you think there's something to be said that, like, you know, the trajectory of your clientele is not, does not tend to be...
It's not ascending.
It's not ascending.
It's not an ascendance. It's in, yes. And I've lost a couple really, I mean, we've really lost some beauties.
I mean, it's the perils of being a saloon keeper.
Here's my take on that. Bar people do not live as long as vegan joggers. However, they have more fun.
In a city of factions, of neighborhoods, black, white, north side, south, Cubs or White Sox, everybody at one point or another seems to agree on this place, Valois in Hyde Park.
Gotta grab your tray. That's part of the rule here.
I think meatloaf and macaroni and cheese, please.
Thank you. Of the whitefish, the mashed potatoes, and corn.
I'm very happy about this. Two of my guilty pleasures on one plastic tray.
Wow, they sure gave us a lot of fish.
So where am I? What is this neighborhood?
This is Hyde Park. This is the heart and soul of Hyde Park.
So if you're running for office, why would you use this place as your staging area? What's the social importance
You
of
will
it?
see every politician, black and white, running for city office will come through here at some point.
Why?
It's just kind of a hangout. You'd see Harold Washington here a lot. I mean, Brock, I used to see Brock here all the time, mostly for breakfast.
The machine that is Chicago politics goes straight back to Emperor Richard Daley, the father, then the son, with a diverse cast of scoundrels in between.
How were things in Chicago? I mean, on the arc of the trajectory.
The problem was that we had the Daley dynasty. We had the old man, and then we had the kid, the not-so-bright kid replaced him. And he threw a party for his friends for over 20 years, and when it came time to pay the bill, he stuck out the back door of the of City Hall. So it's a mess right now financially. The one thing about Chicago is you cannot get away with being a fake or a phony. I mean, maybe somewhere out in one of the suburbs, but people see through it right away. And that's kind of Chicago.
What other characteristics of a true Chicagoan would be stereotypically true?
I think you've got to make at least a little effort to not be a pussy. I think you got to be a little tough. I don't think you can just...
You can't be a pussy. Or at least you're making an effort.
Make a little effort. Just not to just, you know, roll over and...
Right.
Characters you can't write
The drink?
Coming to the ale house for over 20 years. I have multiple sclerosis, and I was leaving a rehearsal from a Red Orchid Theater, which is my theater company, which is around the corner. And I came here, I was really, really tired, and I was talking to Mitt, who's Matt in the blog, and maybe 3 or 4 other people at the end of the bar, and I I just remember like falling on the floor. I heard somebody yell, she's not breathing, and they called an ambulance. And that's kind of all that I remember. And when I came back a few days later, like I walked in the door, but I was like, yeah, you're better. And then a couple of the regulars were like, that guy said that thing. And I was like, what did he say? He said, when you were on the floor foaming at the mouth, he said, they said I got really quiet, and he said, I'll have what she's having. So, yeah, so that was fun. But I found out later, what was really interesting about it was that right away my mind goes to alcohol.
The American cheeseburger. It's the sort of feeling you get when you eat it, that you remember you're sitting with a friend and enjoying a memory that takes you back to long ago when you were young. And as we follow Paul backstage, watching him slowly sip his coffee.
Hey, what's going on, Daniel?
You remember that comedy isn't just about laughs. It's also about coffee and clothes and being yourself.
Do you guys want to run this scene?
Which one?
Transcendence.
And after all, if we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at?
I gotta be honest, he usually does it way better.
Oh, come on!
How is it that Chicago has become the sort of the font of comedy? You know, it's a gusher.
I think it all started with Second City, and then people came here to study. I'd say 90% of the people who are doing comedy right now came to Chicago to study.
Paul Jurowitz, a young man at the beginning of what will presumably be a glorious career.
First, you push me in the pool. Now you call me Ketchup Dick. I try to be spontaneous one time, and this is what I get. I feel like no one respects me anymore.
Second City opened in Chicago's Old Town in 1959 and almost from the beginning established a probably unhealthy symbiotic relationship with the Ale House. You know their names: John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Amy Poehler, Bill Murray, Chris Farley. If you're funny in America, chances are you spent some formative years here, getting the shit hammered out of you, learning, one hopes, in the parlance of the trade, to kill.
I tuck my undershirt into the underwear.
Tell them how many times you do at a show.
Per show, probably 7 times. Gotta be a cannonball, you know, not like a bowl of jello out there.
You know, where are Second City people coming from? All over?
All over. Right. All walks of life, too. I mean, it is, you know, lawyers, teachers, with, you know, servers. It's all classes.
Well, look, service, that is a rich tradition. I mean, anytime you find anyone in the entertainment business, one presumes restaurant experience.
Mm-hmm. I used to be a server. I used to be a cook. I was a sushi chef for a while. I used to be a Segway tour guide. I know too much about that.
Segway tour guide?
Yes.
Wow, you better have a sense of humor.
Paul and I discussed the perilous nature of a life in comedy over some drinks and food at Longman and Eagle, where, though the flannels and neckbeards are abundant, the food is excellent. Beef tartare, I like that. And who does not love roasted bone marrow? Tête de cochon with blue cheese and celery relish. The good Lord wants you to eat this. Really, he speaks to me all the time. Confit of beef tripe. And since I'm all about vegetables, slow roasted cauliflower with caramelized onions and lentils.
So, does Second City travel? You have a road company?
There are touring companies, 3 touring companies. They're on cruise ships as well. So I did 10 months on a cruise ship.
Oh.
Which is 10 months of looking at the water and wondering, you know, at this trajectory, would the boat pull me under? If I had this much to drink, how long before the boat is out of my sight line?
So that's like a prison ship. I mean, because you can't.
I mean, it's
you can't
real
say
fun for the first 2 months. You know, it's a lot of fun, hanging out with the crews. You know, there's a lot of, you know, venereal diseases going around.
Right.
And a lot of partying, and there's a bar every 2 feet. And then after you hit the 2 months, and you're like, I want to go home. Mom, please help me.
Man, talk about, you know, battlefield conditions to hone your craft, man. I respect. That is I mean, is that the idea behind it? We're going to send you out. When you get back from the gulag, you will be stronger for it?
Oh, absolutely. It's your first time getting paid as a performer. And it's also the largest amount of people I've ever performed for was on a cruise ship. It was 950 people you're performing to, you know, 4 nights a week.
Right.
next one.
How are things?
Oh, good. Try putting the game on. The Patriots are playing the Redskins.
Do we know where the dry cleaning is? There's no job that you can liken to this job.
What are you trying to say, Mike? There were some sort of time travelers?
My hemp business is doing really well.
I think it's all, I only had like 4 lines, right?
Is it a kind and supportive? I mean, comedians are not famous for
Stand-ups, specifically, is more cutthroat.
Why don't we all just calm down here, all right? I thought that would get a pop, or at least a reaction.
It's too long.
Does anybody know where my socks are? In the improv community, I think it's a lot more supportive because it's a group
Did you
sport.
say community?
Yes.
Got your back. Got your back. Got your back. Got your back. Got your back.
Got your back.
Got your back.
Got your back.
So what if someone sucks?
Improvise.
What if they suck?
Your job as an improviser is to make that person look amazing. That's how you know if you're a good improviser. This was the path of least resistance for me. It was something I fell into that I loved, that I just found out that I was relatively good at. And through a series of mishaps, I found myself in this position. Like, if you'd asked me 6 years ago if I would be on the main stage at Second City, there's no way I would have laughed at you. So if this is where it ends for me, I'd be happy.
Maybe the first thing you think of when you think about Chicago is not ass-burning Sichuan food, but maybe it should be.
Well, I think a lot of people come and they think that Chicago is like on the Magnificent Mile, and you know they're like, oh, should we go down to Navy Pier? Like, no.
Right.
Why? So it's nice to go out to the neighborhoods, and there's so many different ethnicities everywhere. So going to places like that is really awesome.
One of my favorite Chicagoans, chef, restaurateur Stephanie Iser from The Girl and the Goat, and her colleague, Peter Wong, enlightened me. Look, I knew Chicago was a city of very diverse neighborhoods. Everybody says so. But this, I didn't know about. Now I do.
So where are we, and why are we here? I have to say I'm really glad we're here. But what? Why?
We're at Sichuan cuisine. So after going to China, we were just talking about that Chengdu is my favorite place, but Peter's never actually been to Chengdu. And so coming back then, it was like, let's go to Chinatown and try to find places to find those things we ate for breakfast every day.
Pork dumplings and chili oil. Start the fire.
And
You can get what you got it.
You know why the chopstick is thin? It's not thick and fat. You can just do this.
I thought you're not supposed to do that. Peter, you're supposed to help me knowing what's faux pas.
Yeah, so happy.
One of my favorite dishes in the world, anywhere, mapo tofu. Yes, a tofu dish, stippled heavily with pork and a burny, numbing 9.5-week style exercise in sadomasochism that will start you thinking some deeply disturbing thoughts.
Do you know mapo tofu? Is it because it looks like spotted grandmother, or did spotted, pockmarked grandmother create the dish?
Both.
Both.
Yes.
Right?
My mouth's a little on fire right now, so I think the rice came at the right time.
Yes. Sounds like we are suffering, but actually it's delicious. Yeah, Anthony, try some of this. This is my favorite.
The specialty of the house, fish hot pot.
Nice. All right, here goes. I scraped off some peppers.
We're going for the best piece, huh?
Yeah.
It burns so good. I can pretty much eat this every day.
The summation was that I moved to move him away from another customer, and he backed up and clenched his fist, and boy, when somebody clenches their fist, you know they're really capable of doing something. So I got in the first shot, and then somebody grabbed me by my arms and held my arms, and he got the second shot off. and he redeviated my septum, which was a good thing. But, you know, he was bleeding and I was bleeding, and, you know, it was camaraderie. We hugged and kissed afterwards and said, oh, I'm sorry, I did that. Well, he's dead now. I don't want to speak poorly about him dead.
To see your team win.
That might be on that wall.
We always lived in the hood. You would hear gunshots in the distance. You would get to know about gangs. You would see the graffiti. The people who you were growing up with, playing with, wouldn't be there anymore. And it's like, oh, what happened to such and such? It's like, oh, he's dead. He was in a gang, or he got killed in a drive-by, or he got shot in a such and such.
Hip-hop artist extraordinaire Lupe Fiasco grew up on the south and west sides of Chicago. But inside, his home was always an island of sanity, a supportive, creative environment.
Well, what was different about your family?
My mother and my father were very intelligent and politically oriented and active. So it you know, I got book smart and street smart, you know.
Floyd Webb is an old family friend. This is Lupe's mom, Shirley. As becomes quickly apparent, she is, along with being an extraordinarily good cook, an extraordinary and determined human being.
Man, this is so outrageously delicious. Wow.
The whole time we're eating, by the way, people are moving in and out of Shirley's small apartment, the place clearly a hub for a tightly knit community of friends and family.
So what age were you when you came to Chicago?
I was 13. The worst thing that my family could have ever done was left the South, was left Mississippi. They should have stayed.
But this was the land of opportunity here in Detroit and the great cities of the North.
Then we were never hungry down in Mississippi. We got here, depending on welfare, whatever, and they became alcoholics, abusive to the children and wives, and the children came out in the streets, and just everybody lost control, and now it's...
What was Chicago like when you arrived?
It wasn't as violent. You know, the neighborhoods were communities, no vacant lots. There were families all over, kids in the street. You could go outside and play and not worry about your children. And somewhere in the late 70s, early 80s, it started to change and become more violent.
July 4th, 2 young men gunned down at a Chicago strip mall. 50% certain. 9 people shot to death and at least 60 others wounded.
However much you might love Chicago, want to celebrate its general awesomeness, its character, its architecture, its food, there's no getting away from the ugly fact that Chicago's South Side is also currently the murder capital of America.
Why do you think people are killing each other in such large numbers in Chicago and not in New York?
Let's be clear, it's only a few spots. It isn't the whole city.
It isn't the whole city.
It's not the whole city.
To be honest, Chirac is Inglewood.
Right.
Hey, look, it's a pretty staggering body count.
The sad part is that it's been like this, right? And the only reason this story now is because white people looking at it. And it's like, oh, that's terrible. It's like, man, it's been like this for 30 years. How come it wasn't terrible 30 years ago when you probably actually could have did something about it?
Does a hip-hop artist have any obligation, really, to speak about anything positive or even smarter than cars, girls, or where's my money?
I guess it depends on where you come from. And then, do you feel an obligation to where you came from? A lot of people in the hood won't take me serious. You know, they don't take Chuck D serious because at least you take somebody who's rapping about crack and rapping about dope. That is actual thing that they can go get and sell and make money that day if they wanted to. You can't preach to them Black Panther Party or you know, Marcus Garvey or this, because they can't go out and get it and actually sell it and monetize and make some money off of it.
Right.
Despite an appalling murder rate, questionable leadership, Chicagoans aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
The Southern people, we brought our spirit here. So Chicago had like a warm spirit and, you know, loving spirit.
It's a beautiful place. It's a genuinely beautiful place. Where you have to redefine what beauty is to you when you go to different neighborhoods, and it's really bad. But even in that, there's still a beauty in the people. And then just from a cultural front, you know, we got everything here. You know, we got, if you want capoeira, we got capoeira.
You want avant-garde jazz, we got avant-garde jazz.
Yeah, you want house music, we got that too. You want just straight finance, and you want to just be a stock market baron, we got that too. You know, you want some of the best food that you'll ever find, we got that too. So we're crossroads, and we've picked up a lot of little DNA and things from different places on all fronts.
Started to know people's names and
Some characters you can't write them. But I've always, my whole life, had a lot of difficulty with these fire plug type guys. And he started looking like he was going to start punching Street Jimmy, who's a guy that hangs around on the street and comes in here. And I said something to him, and he made a move. So I caught him a real nice left, knocked him down, and I never saw a guy make this move before, but on his stomach, he just went, like, squished over, hooked my leg, got on top of me, and started whacking me. And Hawkeye, our doorman, just sat there watching me being pummeled, and Street Jimmy came over and
Making a living hasn't really been what it's been about ever in Chicago. Keeping the ball in the air is what it's about, just making sure that things keep going, remain viable and sustainable. Nobody's too concerned about making a killing or becoming a star. Everybody just wants to keep doing it.
Is that a uniquely Chicago attitude?
I flatter myself by thinking that people in Chicago care more about what they're doing than what they're getting paid to do it.
One of the things people have always loved about Chicago, of course, is the music. And if one guy has defined rock and roll and punk sounds for the last 3 decades, well, this guy, Steve Albini, would have to be a powerful candidate. Member of the legendary Chicago punk band Big Black and one of the most important producers of underground rock, Albini produced some of the most influential music of the last 25 years. The Pixies, Slint, Nirvana, PJ Harvey, to name a few. He takes me to one of his favorite Chicago spots, Riccobenni's, to sample the particularly unholy delights of the breaded, fried steak sandwich.
This thing is...
This is half a sandwich, bear in mind.
That's like 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. We're gonna need a boatload of napkins. There's no delicate way to eat this. You just hoist and go.
The time out of the fryer is also critical. These are still crispy on the outside. This is precisely the way the sandwich was meant to be eaten.
Yeah, that is a thing of beauty and tasty. So you have remarkably unusual for the music industry, remarkably lenient views on music sharing. Your pricing structure as a producer is somewhat against the grain of the usual business model. And you were not living in LA or New York, living on a mountaintop, peeing on the, peeing downwards from a great height. What are you, some kind of a communist?
Well, I mean, I have a healthy suspicion of capitalism as a method. I feel like, left unchecked, capitalism is a kind of cultural sociopathy. Like, for a business to be successful in capitalist terms, it has to do the best possible job of exploiting everyone that it does interaction with. The end game of capitalism is that everything is crappier and crappier and people are more and more exploited, and I have a healthy suspicion of that. So I feel like the social model that I'm comfortable with, it suits my business practices, which is that we're all in the same game. We're all trying to do the same thing. We just want to make sure that things get better for everybody.
Is that a Chicago attitude, do you think?
Well, in my circles it is, yeah. In the punk rock scene and the people who are influenced by the punk rock scene, that's a very common notion, is that You're not trying to extract the maximum, you're trying to make sure that everything carries on.
Is there less douchery in Chicago?
You can find jagoffs. That's a uniquely Chicago word.
Jagoff. Oh, I love it. It's been so long since I've heard it.
If you look for them, you can find jagoffs of all type in Chicago. But the people who are, you know...
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Productive and content and part of an enterprise that is, you know, righteous, for lack of a better term.
Right.
They tend to not just give lip service to the notion of egalitarianism or fairness, but they tend to embody it.
What about the musicians? I mean, how much money does a guitar hero deserve to make?
Well, all of it, obviously, because that's what people are listening to. People are listening to somebody's creative expression.
Down the bar, right? And it's
Some characters you can't write about. I mean, some people are... The drink?
Around here, nicknames have a sick habit of kind of sticking to you like glue. You don't just dodge them, you just live with it. When I used to bartend the morning shift here, him and this other guy used to come in a bit crazy before it was even like 8:30 in the morning. And this one poor guy was here, and they were like on both sides of him, just going nuts. And I'm like, you know, that's it. You know, you guys got to go. But he says, you know, man, you're a real buzzkill. And it stuck to me ever since. I mean, it's carved in stone pretty much, yeah.
Chicago is famously a sports town. The Bulls, the Bears, the Cubs, the White Sox. To you and me, those are just names, but to many Chicagoans, a cause, a defining lifestyle choice. The rivalry between Cubs and White Sox fans, for instance, is particularly vicious.
The difference between a Cub fan and a Sox fan is a Cub fan goes to the park, they enjoy themselves, they have fun. The team wins, that's okay. If they lose, it's no big deal. The Sox fan will turn on their team on a dime if they're not good, if they don't play well, if they don't hustle. But a perfect day for a Sox fan is the Sox to win, the Cubs to lose, and then the Cubs plane crashes.
So to what do you attribute this quality of deep, bordering on murderous hatred?
The hatred is basically from the South Side.
Of course it is.
I mean, they hate us like you have no idea. We don't have that vicious intent to them.
Why the viciousness and hatred?
All right, but to be around Cub fans is to hate them.
All right, let's go, Cubbies. Who's laying down, baby?
I can never bring myself to understand their hatred of us.
So they're cursed. Their historic destiny is to be losers.
And like they say, any team can have a bad century. The Cubs are working on having 2 bad centuries.
Right.
Topo Gigio is a massive Italian-American joint in the Old Town that serves up much better than you'd think old-school stuff like scallops and pesto cream sauce for Bruce here and squid ink pasta with shrimp for Buzzkill. My veal saltimbocca is most excellent, and the long, festering dispute across from me only makes my food taste better.
Is Bruce's attitude atypical or typical?
It's extremely...
Or is he a relative moderate?
It's extremely typical.
I mean, he is sitting at the same table with a Cubs fan.
Well, yes.
No. I drink with Cub fans. I've even had sex with Cub fans. I mean, no.
Well, truth be told, the last time the Sox won it in 05.
Not that long ago, really.
Not that For Christ's sakes, you won one.
This century.
I've been on this planet.
How about this century? We've already won one.
You know, I've been on this
So wait a
planet
minute,
for
though.
55 years. You've won one. You know what? You guys are
where's you
worse
guys?
than Notre Dame fans.
I wouldn't
You're
mind
worse than
winning
Notre Dame
every
fans. I swear to
25
Christ.
years.
You
Well-
cling on to that.
I mean, look, Chicago's a great city.
Yes, it is.
It deserves to win, right? I mean,
The thing is about Chicago sports fans, we got to see the greatest basketball player that ever lived. We were
athlete that ever
in
lived.
our prime. In our prime, we got to see this.
right,
So now we're not holding things up to a higher standard of excellence.
right.
Now here's where the Cub fans and Sox fans joined forces to watch the Bear game.
Right.
That's something we can all agree on.
You both hate the Bears.
No.
No,
We love them.
I love the Bears. We just want
We hate the
Virginia to
owners.
just cash in their chips and just go away.
So let's say the planets the stars align perfectly for Chicago in your view. What does the sports picture look like? Who wins, who loses? What happens?
First of all, there'd have to be some funerals.
There'd have to be funerals.
Several.
Who would have to die?
I would say the owner of the Bears, and then...
Do you agree with this?
Yeah, and if
More or less.
we hate owners.
Yeah, we all are united in the hatred of the owners.
Well, I wish you both luck.
And I had very little to do in the mornings. I just get up. And Roger, he was a very fat guy, always been a very fat guy until, of course, he became ill. But he was an indefatigable walker. He loved to walk. The reason we ended up here was because in the drinking society that we were involved in at the time, there were not many walkers. But Roger was a walker. I was a walker.
Legendary film critic Roger Ebert was a man of mythic proportions in Chicago. A close friend of Bruce, half of the Siskel and Ebert duo, and a regular at the Old Town Ale House, Roger passed away in 2013 after a long battle with cancer.
I've been sort of conducting an informal poll over the course of the week, asking people who Chicago should honor. If you had to put up a statue, you know, of the sort of an iconic Chicagoan who everybody agrees is a good person. And very popular answer, Roger Ebert.
I would say that I'm a little prejudiced, but definitely Roger Ebert deserves all the accolades he's been getting, justifiably so. Roger's the guy that got me to write the blog, and he's the guy that gave me the tips. He was an amazing guy, and I think, of course, had he not become ill and really handled his illness in a way that I can't even conceive of myself handling, I think that really kind of set him apart from kind of the other iconic Chicago people.
The guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, this was an enthusiast. I mean, this was a guy who actually liked going to the movies.
Now, this is not always the case with critics. They don't necessarily love the people or the subject matter they're reviewing. Roger loved movies, and he loved actors. If you went over to his house, he would want to watch movies.
Siskel and Ebert, classic, you know, that is an iconic relationship. They didn't seem to like each other.
They hated each other.
They hated each other.
Yes, I mean, they understood what they had, but a lot of people think Siskel was the alpha. Mm-hmm. He was not. Roger had two things over Siskel. He was a much better writer, and he was much better read.
So Roger lived principally in Chicago?
Oh, yes,
Chicago, right?
and he had, believe me, he had plenty of opportunities to leave. I mean, he was offered some serious dough to go to New York and go to L.A.
Why did he go?
In Chicago, favors are worth more than money and loyalty. In Chicago, this is very important. So Roger is one of the most loyal people. He was loyal to his friends, to his family.
Right.
And I don't have any problem understanding why he decided to stay here.
some people must live in great spaces, where the sky goes on forever, where everyone must bend to the land, where to hunt, to fish, to sleep under that big sky aren't activities, but a way of life.
It was between here and those mountains that Cheyenne and Crow battle took place. But I like it. It's very peaceful, huh?
What was it like 100 years ago, 200 years ago?
Oh, not much different. This was never forested. This is the dry side of the river because the primary winds come from the west. Rain tends to blow over here. That brings the snow to the mountains.
Legendary writer and poet Jim Harrison is one of those people. And this is his home.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Am I as old as I am? Maybe not. Time is a mystery that could tip us upside down. Yesterday I was 7 in the woods. A bandage covered my blind eye. 68 years later, I could still inhabit that boy's body without thinking of the time in between. It is the burden of life to be many ages without seeing the end of time.
Next time you turn off a news cycle filled with shouting bobbleheads, convinced that America is devolving into a moronic inferno, questioning the greatness of your nation, maybe you should come here. Here are your Purple Mountains' majesty. This is the landscape that generations of dreamers, despots, adventurers, explorers, crackpots, and heroes fought and died for. It's one of the most beautiful places on Earth. There is no place like it. Montana. Many have come to claim their peace over the years, but before the prospectors and explorers, there were the Plains Indians. The Absaraka have been master horsemen since they adopted Spanish-introduced Mustangs in the 18th century.
General Blackjack Pershing, he called the Native Americans the centaurs of the plains.
Better known as the Crow, they were once part of the larger Hidatsa tribe. Centuries ago, they split off on their own and wandered or were pushed by conflict with the Blackfeet, Cheyenne, and Dakota until settling here in the Yellowstone River Valley.
That horse became everything to our people.
Kennard Reelbird grew up ranching and raising horses here at Medicine Tail Coulee, which happens to be the exact spot where General George Custer had the worst day of his life. Kennard raises horses for rodeo, for riding, and for this, Indian relay racing.
The athletic ability on them kids are just amazing. The competition is intense.
They travel all over to compete at this collarbone-smashing, skull-cracking, bone-snappingly dangerous sport. Former allies and former blood enemies alike.
Requires a lot of courage.
I'll bet.
And a high threshold for pain. It's representative of warrior mentality.
One rider, 3 horses.
When they're lined up, gun goes off. It's like a spontaneous combustion.
Top speed is around 40 miles an hour. And after each lap, the rider dismounts at full freaking gallop and leaps, hopefully, onto the next horse. Yes, it's as dangerous and difficult as it looks. The prizes at big events run into the thousands of dollars, but really, it's about bragging rights and pride.
Being in motion, in rhythm, in time, and in one with that horse, you develop strength of character. And once they conquer that fear, that feeling of accomplishment is so great. When they walk back from that race, they have this sense of pride and self-worth is sky high. Now they've identified with their ancestors.
Ken's wife, Diane, has prepared a lunch of buffalo steaks, potato salad, fry bread, and Indian pudding made of Juneberry stewed with flour and sugar.
When I looked at my ancestors, they didn't have diabetes, they didn't have much cancer. They were very strong, durable people. And I said, well, I'm going to start eating nothing but buffalo.
Over the course of your life, how much has this area changed?
Quite a bit. We went and picked up a four-wheeler last Sunday, be the first four-wheeler on the place.
Given those changes, what are the Crow people going to be doing in 20 years, 30 years? The horse going to play an important part in the culture still?
I think so, yeah, because what's a place going to be like without horses? I wouldn't want to be there.
Who owns this land? Can anyone really own it? Who gets to use it? These are big questions that cut across traditional ideological lines out here, where they have real meaning, not theoretical meaning. All this belongs to one man, this guy, Bill Galt.
Okay, we're about a half mile from the confluence of Rock Creek and the Smith River.
Galt Ranch is 100,000 acres of grazing land, mountains, cliffs, and valleys. There's also some of the best trout fishing on the planet.
Bill, the water level on the creek looks good.
This is Bill's friend, the author and journalist David McCumber. They disagree on land use, a major issue. Remember when you could do that and still be friends? Lee Kinsey is a professional outfitter who Bill leases some areas of his property to for fishing.
All this to outwit a fish.
I know.
It's amazing.
All right, go ahead. Stop that tip high. Throw that thing straight up in the air. Good, perfect.
Bill's a fifth-generation Montanan whose principal business is raising cattle. He's no weekend cowboy. This is work, and he pays a lot of attention to his land. And a big issue for him, for just about everybody around here, is the 1985 Stream Access Law.
Anybody that could access a stream via a public means could in fact use the stream, even if it was on private ground, as long as they stayed within the ordinary high water mark of the stream.
Widely heralded by sportsmen and outdoor enthusiasts, the law did not go down well with landowners like Bill.
Oh, got him. Something took a bite.
Yep. He's still got a fish right in there, too.
Oh, I see him.
Perfect. Hoop set. Whoa! The fish of the day. Nice brownie.
All right.
Woo!
Beautiful thing. That's pretty. But I will not eat you today, my friend. Not today.
For lunch, a modest protein-centric repast of steak, a Wagyu Angus hybrid bred and raised right here on Bill's ranch.
There's the marbling and a Wagyu steak. That's what makes them good.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's pretty damn tasty, I can tell you.
So you hold an opposing view, is that correct, on access?
The idea behind the stream access law, that if you stay in the water, it's public. I agree with that concept.
But where do you draw the line for private property rights? State were to pass a law that your restroom was public because the public needed it in your house.
Right.
But just because this isn't my backyard doesn't mean it's any less mine than your toilet is yours. We still pay taxes on every foot of it.
I'm an old school lefty, but I gotta say, I kind of completely understand the property owner's point of view here. There'd be no ambiguity in my feeling if I'd inherited this land, it had been in my family for generations, and I looked around at it and wanted to keep it like it is. If I were to go to a bar in town, and I would ask, how do you feel about this issue? Where would it break? What would most people say?
If you're a fisherman or a landowner?
Clearly divided right down the middle.
But, a lot of people are going to say, when I was a kid, I used to be able to go hunt and fish, and I can't now. Stuff's getting closed off. I have some sympathy for that.
Anybody that's not complying with stream access merely has to step into the stream when he hears you coming.
Right.
The spirit of it makes sense.
The spirit of it's thievery. We own it, and they took it, and that's not stealing it without compensation.
I think it's still here.
This is about being a good neighbor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so if people ask nicely more often than not, you're going to say yes?
We do. Used to be, before stream access, we seldom required somebody to have permission if they just behaved themselves. After stream access is when the outfitters came into the world. Not because we wanted to make money, but we wanted somebody there patrolling and policing it. The outfitters take care of it.
A small stream like this can only take so much pressure.
It really can.
And so we try to manage it, fish it responsibly, and if somebody wants to walk all the way from the Smith 5 miles up to here and do it legally, I say all the more power to them.
That's what I'm saying.
At first look, you'd think this is the worst place on earth. A ravaged, toxic, God-forsaken hill, threatened from above, riddled with darkness below. But you'd be wrong. Butte, Montana. It is in fact heartbreakingly, poignantly beautiful. The Gallus frames seem eyesores for only a second before it becomes clear why they're points of fierce pride for locals, for whom they signify and commemorate everything.
For Montanans, many people consider it sort of a black eye. I happen to think it's sort of the essence of Montana.
Aaron Perrette was born in Butte. He's a professor of literature and a chronicler of the city's colorful literary history.
There is something beautiful about this city, right?
Yeah, the enduring decay.
Like in Detroit or a Buffalo or Cleveland, you can see the aspirations of the builders or the people who they were building for.
As I've gotten older, I kind of think about it the way Europeans romanticize those ruins in Greece and Rome. Butte is America's Acropolis.
In its heyday, Butte produced tens of billions of dollars worth of copper that built, well, America, that helped power the country, defend it against Germany and Japan. Without this hill, no copper wire, no electricity. At the turn of the century, Marcus Daly's Amalgamated Company consumed its competitors and became Anaconda Copper. By the 20s, the company, as it was referred to, was one of the largest corporations in America, generating staggering wealth by today's or any day's standards. People came from all over the world to make their fortunes here or simply for steady work, a better life.
Cornish, Welsh, a lot of Eastern Europeans.
Croatians, Serbs, very ethnically diverse.
By Montana standards or by any standard?
I would say by any standards, that's kind of a micro version of New York City.
Meaderville was an Italian neighborhood and developed a tradition of supper clubs. Lydia's was opened in 1946 by Lydia Micheletti in the 4 Mile, the valley below Butte.
So what is a supper club? I've heard about this tradition, but I don't really understand what distinguishes a supper club from a restaurant.
At least in Montana, the supper clubs are a variation on Meaderville style. It involves this antipasto beginning.
Sliced beets, sweet potato salad, salami and cheese, side salad, pickled peppers, and breadsticks.
Then when you actually get your entree, you get, oddly enough, ravioli or spaghetti, or here, both, but also French fries.
Odd.
That may be unique to Montana.
For entrees, seared scallops and white wine sauce for Aaron. Me, noticing we're pretty much landlocked around here, I go for the extra thick tenderloin of beef, thank you very much.
This is wacky. It makes no sense.
It is somewhat bizarre to have scallops and French fries.
Yeah. Meaderville no longer around.
No, it's not. It was swallowed up by the pit in the early 60s.
For the first 70 years, it was hard rock mining, blasting and digging tunnels deep into the ground. By the 1950s, mining was moving increasingly to above ground, open pit, which meant fewer jobs and a bigger, more visible footprint. By 1955, the Berkeley pit had become the largest open pit copper mine in the world. As it expanded, it devoured Meaderville and surrounding neighborhoods. There was money down there to be dug out of the ground, and that's what Butte had always been about from the beginning. In 1983, the pumps that held back the groundwater from thousands of miles of tunnels beneath the city were turned off. The pit filled with 30 billion gallons of water. And as mine tailings and mineral refuse contaminated the water, it became a giant, insanely toxic lake of sulfuric acid. A monument to greed and heedless exploitation of the earth, and something eerily, if tragically beautiful.
If you're still living here, you've got to have some kind of weird, perverse pride in the pit.
Absolutely.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you nailed it. Obviously, the pit is an enduring emblem of that rapacious capitalist greed, but you also have people here who are proud of where they live. The history of Butte, in many ways, is, this town that should have died, but never did. Part of that is luck, geographically, but also the character of the people here. They endured.
As you might have gathered by now, this is a working-class town, and unusual in that it's a union town, a proudly union town in an otherwise very red state.
Butte is the most interesting, important town in America that nobody knows about.
Bryant McGregor is the owner of the Silver Dollar Saloon in what was once Butte's Chinatown.
So we call ourselves Butte America.
Amanda Curtis, a former state congresswoman, was born of the labor movement. She's a unionist, an advocate for workers, and this solidly union city she calls home.
When you got off the boat in Ellis Island, it said Butte pinned to your shirt. And it wasn't Butte, Montana, right? It was Butte America. We were founded by European immigrants who came from socialist countries with all of these crazy socialist ideas.
Would you say Montana, in a stereotypical way, is relatively socially conservative?
Oh, absolutely. But Butte is a labor town.
Nobody knows anything about union history. They don't teach it. When the country was at its peak, unions were at their peak. When wages were at their peak, unions were at their peak.
That was then. This is now. This is the era of I got mine, Jack.
That's what makes Butte different. It's not I've got mine.
It isn't.
It's
Why?
Truly not. Union is together. We've grown this community out of taking care of each other.
You have to remember what it was like here for workers before unions, if you can imagine. Men worked underground for as little as $3 a day. 10 to 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Thousands died over the years in industrial accidents or from silicosis, lungs ravaged by the airborne silica dust.
You don't have any rights in your workplace unless you bond together and have a collective voice.
In a one-company town, despite hiring assassins and strikebreakers, Butte's thousands of workers successfully managed to unionize. Labor costs increased while copper prices slumped. Anaconda responded by moving their production increasingly south, way south, to Chile, where such impediments as labor laws and fair wages were more malleable.
We serve as the example about what happens if you allow unfettered capitalism.
But isn't there something beautiful about unfettered capitalism? Because look, this structure here.
We powered the entire world.
As long as they're making that money in the goddamn United States of America first.
Right.
I feel I'm a patriot. And if you're taking jobs away from America to export them overseas.
You're not.
You're not.
And we've been talking about this for decades in this country, right? Or keep our jobs here.
Yeah.
Time sinks slowly to the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. She's tired of light, and there it's pure black.
They say that Butte is a mile high and a mile deep, and to get an idea of what they mean, you've got to go down deep into the hill. An intricate warren of tunnels riddled through the rock and soil that lay beneath the city was flooded forever by water and darkness. The Orphan Boy Mine is one of the few remaining hard rock mines in the city. Today, it serves as a training facility for the Montana Tech School of Mines and Engineering.
There's 5 generations of mining here. In order to survive and provide the resources for America, these people were super skillful.
Jim Keene is a state senator and labor advocate who grew up working the mines of Butte.
How many miles of tunnel under Butte total?
10,000 miles of tunnels.
10,000 miles.
And I've
like
figured-
this.
Like this. Only smaller, usually.
Larry Hoffman is a longtime mining engineer and instructor. Matt Krattinger is the new guy. A hard rock miner by day, he likes to relax by spending his free time down here, playing.
I come mining for fun on my days off.
Okay.
It's one of those things that just gets in your blood. You got a lot of pride in it.
These guys like it underground. And even more, they seem to like drilling holes deep into the rock face.
You want to drill?
Sure.
Pull that out. Now you get to feel where the weight's at on it.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
You do that several hundred times a day. No. It gets good.
Sweet.
The community recognized the miner was at the top of the food chain. When I grew up, he was considered just like a doctor or a lawyer because everybody knew he was the one making everything work. The other thing about mining is it's so intensive. I mean, you need engineers, you need guys running ventilation, mechanic or a carpenter or a pipe fitter. It's just such a diverse asset to have all these different types of people. That's what was so good about it.
Mining was always dangerous, but these men are proud of what they do and of the generations who came before them, who built neighborhoods and schools and helped power the nation.
They loved their work. They raised their families. They worked all the time.
It was a destination with hopes and dreams of hard work leading to a better life.
You know, the company's a son of a bitch, let's face it, but they were our son of a bitch. So you know, that's just the way it was. The community worked to support the people. Here's the fun part.
Cool.
Well, how many holes do you usually drill
Oh,
to make a round?
Between 20 and 30.
What is a round?
This pattern has to be drilled out. And every time you advance the face, that is a round. You drill it, you load it, you blast it, you muck it, you bolt it, you drill it again. And that's a cycle. We're in the loading process right here. They call collar priming or top priming this hole. Quit, still away.
Back in the day, it was dynamite. But in the 60s, they started switching over to this stuff: ANFO, ammonium nitrate, and fuel oil.
Okay, so we got everything charged up, loaded. Now we get to time it. This is kind of where I got hooked on mining. As soon as I set that first round off, it was, how do we do another one?
Dude, fascinating.
This is where it all starts.
All right.
Right here.
Everybody got everything out? Four seconds of silence.
All right, everybody's good? Everybody's ready?
Yep.
All right. Fire in the hole!
One, two, three.
That's deep.
Welcome to mining.
That's deeply satisfying. Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Can we see the smoke?
What is that, vented out?
Yeah, the smoke will start moving towards us. You gotta get in the smoke.
Oh, yeah. Smells like victory.
This is the smell of mining.
We'll see if it all works as planned.
That shockwave is awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like being an astronaut right now. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna be the first person in the world to see what you're seeing. Right.
Did you break it?
Yeah.
Nice, huh? Happy with your work?
I'm very happy with it. Everything came out just the way it should.
Well, that's another 6-foot advance.
And that is around.
Beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
I fell in love with the dark and the blowing things up and the people.
The people's a big thing. You meet some of the most interesting people.
About 1/3 of Montana is public land. It was set aside for the people of the United States of America. Generally speaking, it is intended for multi-purpose use: timber harvest, grazing land, hiking, fishing, hunting, and mining. These open lands are important to hunters and anglers like Dan Bailey. He's the Montana representative for Pheasants Forever, an organization working to conserve pheasants and other wildlife through careful management.
So this is a piece of property that's owned by Pheasants Forever. It's open to public access. This is through Montana's block management system. We sign in, they collect all the tags, they know who's on the property.
Today, me and my friend Joe Rogan are going after some delicious pheasant for dinner.
Yeehaw, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe is, of course, the voice of the UFC and the host of the wildly popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience. In recent years, Joe has become an advocate for the notion that you should, whenever possible, know where your food comes from.
The connection that you have with your food when you kill it yourself, it's a totally different experience.
I believe that if you choose to eat meat, that there should be a little bit of guilt and shame involved. Something did die. So there should be a sense of loss and an understanding.
Right here, this is it. I mean, you know where your food comes from. That's the smallest circles you can get. Hey, Tony, the 3 things we can hunt here are Hungarian partridge, which is a small bird in the big covey, sharp-tailed grouse, and then rooster pheasants. So no hen pheasants. I'll call out what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for you, because I sure as hell wouldn't be able to identify them.
So we'll get one person on one side of the jaw, one person on the other, and I'll run the dogs through the middle.
Which way they're gonna break, do you think? Anyway, could be any.
Any which way. We're hoping over us. Hen, 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 hen.
What happens if you accidentally shoot a hen? You get in trouble?
For yourself.
You've heard about the walk of shame? So really, you have a split second to determine whether it's a shootable bird thing. Okay, well, we're counting on you.
That's a rooster.
I got a shot at that, too. That was an easy shot. Shit.
Some days.
Yeah, one of those days, huh?
Public lands in Montana, we're fortunate we have a lot of them, but, they get a lot of pressure, and so when you get one of these birds, it's pretty special.
Public land hunting is always a lot of work.
In general, anybody and everybody can come out here and chase your birds, so. There's a bunch of birds right there.
Yeah.
See them going through the trees there?
I saw.
A bunch of pheasants just got up. Let's get serious about this.
All right.
We'll take these dogs to the river. Rooster! Oh, nice shot. Ebert! Gotta get up on that bank.
Who got it?
Anthony got it.
Nice. I missed that one over here.
Good boy. Come, bring it here. Come on. Good boy. Come on, Junger. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Bring it here. Come on. Drop. There you go. Montana rooster.
Good eating.
Bird.
All right, man. Start plucking.
With one in the bag, we meet up with the rest of our party to cook and drink and eat. Lan Tawney is a 5th-generation Montanan and an active conservationist. Hal Herring is a journalist for Field and Stream. The pheasant is cooked 2 ways: marinated in soy and fish sauce, sriracha and lime, browned in butter, and buffaloed like chicken wings, or dredged in flour and Cajun spice, sautéed with garlic and brandy, then braised a bit with stock and wild mushrooms. Collard greens and bacon as a side serve as a nice cleanse.
Man, these greens are good. And the bird's delicious. Oh, yeah. Man, amazing day.
Eating it today.
It was beautiful today.
Why should people in New York or San Francisco who've never hunted, in what way does your access to hunting ground impact on this nation in a positive way? Why should they care?
Well, it's not hunting ground. It's public ground. It's owned by the people of the United States of America.
And I just see our country, it's very nuanced. And private property is bedrock. But public lands have worked.
But you're talking big government stepping in and saying, we're taking all this land and we're going to protect it from exploitation by capitalists.
Public land management is not perfect for anybody, but it's a path forward. It's not happening anywhere else in the world. And the reason that it came here is because we are such a great country. But as we move into the future, it's going to take everybody understanding how unique it is to America.
To say that hunting and conservation are intertwined
is an absolute fact.
It is an absolute fact, but it is a really painful admission that we are the masters of this environment, whether we like it or not.
As thinking beings, we're the only ones in the food chain that understand the consequences of the imbalance. And therefore, we do have a right to take care of this thing and manage it. When it comes to animals that can alter their environment, we're unique.
You know, I'm not a hunter, obviously.
We hunted all day today. If you take a shit, you're a shitter.
I don't... My daddy didn't take me for the long one.
That's what it is.
You shot that pheasant, we're eating that pheasant. There's no closer connection to food almost than that.
I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding by people that don't hunt or people that call themselves animal activists that we don't love the animals as much as they do. And that's just not true.
We do what we do because we love Mother Nature, we love wildlife, we want people to enjoy it. You know, three of us, we have decided to spend what we do for a living to protect wildlife and to protect access and to protect hunting heritage.
They're fellow living beings that live in a very hard scrabble life. They're howling right now because they killed something, whatever it is. They're letting all the other coyotes know, and they're gonna eat it right now, and that is what they do.
You know, have you ever been out on an open body of water where you're just surrounded by the ocean or the desert? Or here, actually, for that matter.
Right.
You do begin to understand your place in the universe, meaning at the end of the day, I'm not that different from that pheasant I shot today.
We're all in it together. The elk and me and the wolves, what we do to the world, we do to ourselves. We're all in it together.
As the evening progresses, the bourbon flows and the fire burns down to coals. A late-night vape with Joe, and the earth seems to shift on its axis. Later, stumbling out of my tent, I find myself somehow no longer vertical, looking up at a magnificent bewilderment of stars. Livingston, Montana may be one of the prettiest and oddest towns in America. It's also one of my favorites. Originally a railroad town, a place where cattlemen could drink and philander. Then later, a gateway to Yellowstone National Park. In the 1960s, the surrounding Paradise Valley was a popular setting for Hollywood films, and local ranchers began to see a strange mix of creative types showing up. First to work on films, but later to stay and play cowboy for real. Writers like Richard Brautigan, Tom McGuane, and Jim Harrison. Actors like Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, the notorious director Sam Peckinpah made Livingston their home. The Mint Bar opened in the 1920s and holds the oldest liquor license in Montana. Railroad workers used to drink here. Everybody drank here.
Look at that picture of the bar right there.
Yeah, that picture is this building during Prohibition. It was a grocery store.
My friend Dan Laron is a jack-of-all-trades native son, a hunter, fisherman, and a key figure in the life of the town.
I mean, this is a rough and tumble railroad cattleman town, right?
Yeah.
Why did they put a railroad stop here?
It was X far from Minneapolis and X far to Seattle. It was kind of middle ground, 700 miles that way, 700 miles that way.
Right. who would exemplify the qualities that a preponderance of Montanans would aspire to?
The American Indian, the Plains Indian that lived here before white man, because it was a tough place to live. You know?
When's the last time you walked outside and you looked at those mountains and you said, I possibly live in the most awesome place on earth? When was the last time that happened?
I do. I never take this place for granted. Okay, it's one of the most beautiful places that I've been, and I like to enjoy the outdoors. Take my son hunting.
Right.
You know.
You know that moment when an animal dies and they look at you and there's a look in their face, I always interpret it as, I'm very disappointed in you.
Yeah. Well, as an older hunter, I'm feeling more and more remorse for the animals that I kill. And that's why I use every part of the animal that I can. I have respect for that creature.
I always felt like, look, whatever this thing I shot, I will treat it the way I would like to be treated. I mean, you're gonna shoot me. Please, don't just leave me there.
Yeah, don't just rip my breasts out and throw my ass away.
Yeah, that's a country music song right there. Don't rip my breasts out.
Time. She prepared us drifting through our lives like clouds, riding her like the gentlest of horses. You know, if you're seeing northern lights and a thunderstorm in the east and wolves howling all at once, it's sort of nice. Do you know there are 90 billion galaxies? I get a little tentative when I hear that.
Jim Harrison is a colossus, a legend, and the last of his kind.
People forget children grow up making up stories, and that's all I'm doing as an adult, you know?
He is one of America's greatest poets. The author of 39 novels and books, many set in Montana, including The Legends of the Fall. He's a screenwriter and gourmet. In his food memoir, The Raw and the Cooked, he chronicles many, many epic meals. He has lived a life that can only be imagined. Dan is his friend and confidant, and the two have for years hunted and fished together.
Here's to the game.
His health prevents him from hunting, but not from enjoying a meal of spatchcock Hungarian partridge.
I made a liver loaf with elk meat, elk liver, and pork fat.
Awesome.
Some spices. Gonna have some beets, quail in aspic.
Quail en gelée.
En gelée. Elk carpaccio.
And a morel and chanterelle risotto using a stock made from 10 pounds of roasted game bird bones.
And smoked trout?
Smoked trout, yeah. We caught these on the Bighorn.
You know, this is my problem in Montana. All this primitive country-ass cooking that you local yokels do. Oh, and a risotto with wild mushrooms. It's awesome. Every time I come here, I say, are there others like you?
Yeah, a few.
That risotto is gorgeous.
Excellent. Jimmy, you want to grab a hun right here? Okay, and a couple of morels.
Is writing any way to make a living?
No, not largely.
I try to explain this to people. You have to be either a monster of self-regard, delusional, or just so lucky that, I mean, the forces of the universe are aligned against you.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is if you're just completely tenacious and right in disregard for every outside circumstance that there is. Most people look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm getting old or something like that. But Shakespeare, the poet, said, devouring time, blood thou thy lion's paws. That's a little better, huh?
Nice view. I cannot complain about this.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Around half a year here and half a year in
Arizona.
Arizona.
Real interesting culture. An ever-present Border Patrol, which I tease a lot. I'll be hunting and their Border Patrol plane flies over and I run under a tree like I'm hiding. And then their vehicles start swarming in. They say, "Harrison, you asshole." I said, "I'm trying to keep you on your toes."
What was it about this place that hooked you?
Well, I'm claustrophobic, acutely so. So Montana's about the best place you could live. You never feel hemmed in. Any direction you could go, miles and miles. It had been very hot for 3 weeks, so I worked well into a cool night when at 3 a.m. a big thunderstorm hit. The lightning was relentless 200 years ago when the Cheyenne from the east attacked the Absaroka in this valley. A group of the Cheyenne were Masom, the wolves of heaven, warriors who painted themselves solid yellow. I want to be a yellow wolf of heaven. They disappeared into the lightning.